the fundamentals right for all 2 or 3 games in a match.
Underway here, men's doubles.
Point.
That shot is in. Good start for the Johns.
1-0-2.
And Callan Dawson with the answer on the entry.
Callan very athletic, but former baseball, and gets so low on the dinks and the lobs, can really pull out a lot with that non-traditional grip. Can half volley 1,000 balls in a row.
Second serve. Zero, 1-2.
That's so nasty. It's just a nasty dink. Pulled that back across. Pablo, he went flying. It's something he does a lot in mixed.
1-0-1. Second serve.
Dig by Ben goes just out. Now to second serve.
1-0-2. Side out.
Once again, it's Callan Dawson, side out.
Zero, 1-1.
And that's the controlled chaos pressure that you'll see from Pablo and Callan, or Hayden and Christian. You're never going to get that from Dylan and J-Dub all that much as they approach the kitchen.
1-1-1.
Ben covered that Pablo speed up well, but Callan right there on the counter. So good teamwork and cooperation there.
2-1-1. Second serve.
You mentioned Dylan and J-Dub. They've won 5 championships on the Carvana PPA Tour in doubles
2-1-2.
here in 2024.
Side out. One, 2-1.
And that one's going to sail. We're going to be tied at 2 here.
2-2-1. Second serve. Two. Side out.
Callan doing a good job of jumping that corner there as Collin attempts to drop his third. That's just constraining the court and will play a factor for the rest of this match.
2-2-1.
I like it though from Pablo. I think it's going to be hard to outdink the Johns. Collin's very comfortable in the backhand, or his forehand pattern to Pablo's backhand pattern. They're going to have to try to create something.
Pablo Tellez had a classic match with the Johns with Hayden Patriquin by his side in Orange County. Here he is again, trying to make things happen and mix things up.
Just a really good step here from Pablo.
2-2-2.
This has to feel like a deliberate strategy for them to really constrain the court and make the Johns middle dink. But again, that would be Pablo's forehand where he can create some stuff.
Two, two, one.
Not coming back this time.
Second serve.
Well played on both sides. Good defense there by Dawson before the Johns put away.
Ben saying, hey, I can do that too.
Two, two, one.
Oh, that was high level picky, Drew. High level.
Dinks for days. You do not want to get into a dink battle with the Johns brothers. Speed things up, Collin up to it.
Really good punch there from Collin. Really read it well from Callan, but got that ball back real hard.
With all the 89%. And now they are feeling it, Ryan.
Yeah, you can see Ben getting activated there in the kitchen. He's got a little bit more flair, a little bit more pep in the step. Didn't have the easiest matches to begin the day, but he really likes this style of play where he can kind of move that ball around. One of the big questions in this John slump has been about Collin and how aggressive he should be or can be. You're seeing him take a lot more balls off the bounce and speeding it up as opposed to just kind of, moving that ball around with the shovel dink.
Second serve.
A little short that time. We'll go to second serve here. 6-2.
6-2-2.
The Johns dictating the tempo here thus far. And that one's just wide. Collin upset at himself.
One thing we don't see this often in games is Ben's two-handed backhand roll, setting himself up for a potential speed up or moving that cross court. Typically this year he's only really busted it out when they're clearly ahead in matches, and he's kind of using it as an experimentation ground. Must be feeling a lot more confident with it.
2-6-2.
So Pablo and Callan were flying around the court.
6-2-1.
First 10 or 15 points of this match, but things have certainly quieted down.
Second serve.
Good hands there from Callan. Him choking up on the paddle so much kind of reduces that swing weight for all the technical nerds out there, and he's able to really yield that with confidence.
Side out.
Stuck on 6-2 here for quite a while.
2-6-1.
Tellez and Dawson now to serve. Aaron serve by Tellez.
2-6-2.
And Callan Dawson right now starting to tee off.
Three, 6-2.
And this one long off the paddle of Collin. I mentioned the last one for the Johns brothers, the LA Open. That was back in April. Johns brothers have not fared well in MLP play, so can they get back into that old form that we're used to seeing?
Side out.
Yeah, it trips me up seeing the number 2 beside their name.
6-4-1.
ATP for Callan Dawson.
Second serve.
And Callan's got an interesting prop bet going on right now. How many Ernies and ATPs is he going to get in one game?
Had a steady diet of them here.
Ooh, froze Ben down the line. Please hold. Really nifty from Pablo.
4-6-1. Second serve.
That brings up another ingredient for how the Johns have been really pushed and or beaten. It's usually the right sider in men's taking advantage of some of those neutral dinks from Collin. So as they come cross court, you have to do something with them. You can't just quite kind of dink them back. So whether it's a backhand or a forehand speed up, you really need to attack Ben and try to make him think.
Tellez, Callan, one sets up the other.
Ben's aggressiveness on that roll dink to Pablo's backhand side, just
5-6-2.
a little bit too much there.
And that one just a bit wide that time. Side outs.
A little bit lucky there for Ben.
3 straight points, though, by Tellez and Dawson. They're within one. Another chance here for the Johns to pull away. And an easy put away that time for the GOAT.
Point.
So 2 straight now for Ben and Collin. 8-5 here in game 1. Just inside the line.
8-5-2.
Oh, wow.
Point.
Ben almost was going for the ATP, but had to bring it back. Fooled Pablo just a little bit, but a fun point there.
Side out. Five, 9-1. Point. Six, 9-1.
And Collin comes up, takes that serve, and eventually puts it away.
6-9-2. Side
Big
out.
forehand there by Collin Johns.
Yeah, that's what we started to see today. Not afraid to pull that on many of his
9-6-1.
opponents.
Let. Nine, 6-1. Point.
And now it's
Game
game point here in game 1. Ben and Collin Johns.
10-6-1. Second serve.
Callan
Game
Dawson's
point.
been a bit of a problem in this first session.
He has. He's feisty. He's punchy. He's
10-6-2.
non-traditional. He's certainly not new to the Johns, but
Yep.
his style of play does create more unique problems compared to others.
Oh, Ben was
Point.
ready.
Game. 11-6.
Sticks that right back inside the line. 11-6 in game 1.
Drew, and that's what
New ball,
has
game
led to
two,
so much
time
success
in.
for them over the
0-0-2.
years. And I think they've certainly stumbled, and some teams have gained the confidence as well as some of the tactics to try to really push them this year. But ultimately, they have responded in some of the changes in the game, whether it's been paddles or play style or athleticism. They have put in the work and studied for what they can do to adjust, and I expect there to be another one of those moments this year.
So sure, there are more offensive players. Sure, there's more dynamic players out there that Ben could partner with. But number one, that's your brother. Number two, he lets you be
1-0-2.
you. It's a comfort factor.
That's really well stated, and
Point.
so much of pickleball is primarily doubles, and finding that chemistry and trust and confidence to take you through each game and
2-0-2.
each match and each weekend is something that can't be certainly replicated overnight, and it's a long discovery process to get there. And so some folks are pretty content on optimizing what they have, and others are trying to take a little bit more of left field ideas and see what kind of works for them.
Point.
So meanwhile, here in game 2, a bit of a breakout for Tellez and Dawson, up 4-0.
4-0-2.
Long run for Collin. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Side out. 0-4-1.
Right down the middle.
Pablo and Ben exchanging some slick
1-4-1.
little maneuvers here.
ATP, Pablo there.
Point.
Couple good gets there by Tellez, but John's able to have the final say.
Two, 4-1. Point. Three, 4-1. Football. Sorry, that ball bounced. Start hooked it. We'll replay the point.
Our second point replay here on championship court. The
3,
first
4,
one
1.
much spicier and more contested.
Tellez hits that back
Second
line.
serve.
Great shot there from Pablo. His two-handed backhand really kind of freezing Ben and Collin right now. He'd previously gone for a lob off of it, so showing a lot of variety with that.
Side out. Four, 3-1. Second serve.
We're packed in here at the Elite Tennis and Wellness Center in Overland Park, Kansas. Drew Felios
4-3-2.
alongside Ryan DeWidgeon, general manager of the Texas Ranchers.
You could also introduce us as two brand ambassadors for Overland Park. we're big fans of this suburb of KC. We had some great food, great interactions all around.
Great pickleball market it is here. And they have been in heaven around here with MLP last weekend and the Caravana PPA Tour resuming here this weekend.
4-4-1.
Johns have tied it.
Second serve. Four, 4-2.
That middle spot for Pablo really working right now against Ben and Collin as they come up through transition or even as they're at the kitchen.
4-4-1.
And Callan Dawson flying through. He's got to take more and more chances, just as you mentioned, Ryan.
Yeah, that's definitely a pattern within the controlled chaos of crashing and bashing on that third shot drive.
Oh, big time hands on both sides.
But again, another crash and bash and quick point for them.
6-4-1.
One of the underestimated things about even taking the Johns to 3 or potentially beating them is your floor and your level of play has to be so high, and you also have to do some creative chaos on top of that. You know, missed serves, missed returns, all of those easy, fast points are just not something the Johns are gonna not make you pay for.
4-6-1.
And Collin tagged that time off the paddle of Tellez.
4-6-2. Point. 5-6-2.
Oh, well played.
Right out.
Great defense there from Pablo. Ben trying to use that two-handed backhand up the line against them. Hasn't been
6-5-1.
all that successful with it today.
And that one just lands a little bit out. When you watch Callan Dawson play, that grip so high on the paddle. It is very unique here on the PPA Tour.
It really is. It's ping pong-esque and gives him so much
7-5-1.
control. Obviously, there are trade-offs with everything. You know, less reach and less power on some putaways, but it's worked for him, and I think he's probably been rocking it for at least 7 years. So it's really hard to move away from something as fully baked as that.
How about Ben John stepping through on the Ernie?
7-5-2.
Oh,
Point.
so Callan Dawson able to outlast the GOAT on that dink battle.
Eight, 5-2.
So a 3-point game here in game 2.
Side out.
Johnson will put that away. See if Ben and Collin can trim the gap here.
5-8-1.
Up against the net. Ben gets him right back.
Really quality dink battle there. Ben, really comfortable with the two-handed cross-court dink. I'm not sure if that's specific to Callan or just generally right now, if that's a tool in his bag.
Well thought out.
Six, 8-2.
Oh, great hands by Collin Johns.
Really good slide there, kind of a classical point where you know you're being attacked body, but you clear the space and shield that off with the backhand.
7-8-2.
Johns brothers now within 1. Oh, up against the post. That's an HTP.
Eight, 7-1.
Learned that from Dave Fleming.
Great return there from Ben. Had a lot of pace. I think that landed within 4 inches of the baseline.
8-6-2. 8-7-2. Side out. 7-8-1.
Here we go.
Fast hands alert, Drew.
Second serve.
Big time exchanges there up at the net.
So a bit of wizardry on both sides.
7-8-2. Side out.
Big stop for Callan and Pablo there. John's getting nothing on the side out.
Really like this team of Tellez and Dawson. They mesh really well together.
8-7-1.
Oh, couple
Second
shots,
serve.
one just inside the line, the other painted it.
That's a crazy sequence there from the Live and Go.
8-7-2.
Oh, how about that shot? Pulls one out of the bag.
Great kind of cupping overhead there from Collin.
7-8-1.
Oh, Statue of Liberty.
Point.
I like it though. I like it. I actually much prefer Callan and Pablo in that cross-court pattern with Collin getting kind of that neutral dink to try to pull.
8-8-1.
Pablo's been pretty successful off the bounce there.
Oh,
Second serve.
That punch counter sails long from Collin. The grimace, clench of the teeth there. Would love that one back.
so this game just back and forth. Neither team able to separate. You sense a John's
8-8-2.
run coming. Is that time right now? Here it comes.
Yeah, Collin knows that game too well. Attacks from Callan haven't been all that effective. I think he's 1 for 5 on the lobs. So it's been tough
9-8-2.
offense on the left side here.
And that is long.
Match point.
And now match point, so it's 10-8. John's brothers
10-8-2.
trying to finish this off. And there it is.
11-8.
Ben and Collin Johns. Welcome back here to the Selkirk, Kansas City Open. The Johns brothers victorious over the team of Tellez and Dawson as Ben and Collin now join us courtside. And guys, tough match, formidable team over there. Pablo Tellez has been playing lights out over the last few months. Tell us, how did you deal with this duo here this afternoon?
Yeah, I think they're definitely two very interesting, kind of different styles of play that, together they work pretty well. But I think it was important strategy-wise, just like on returns to go to certain spots because Pablo has a heavy drive. Callan closes really well, so kind of depending on whether we were stacked during the return or not, we returned to some different spots. And then at the line, I think with a lefty-righty team, it's always about picking your spots wisely.
Ben and Collin, it has been since April when you guys won a gold medal at the LA Open. Do you still feel like the same Ben and Collin, or do you feel like you guys have been in a bit of a slump? Evaluate your play coming into this event.
Yeah, I guess that's considered a drought by our standards, so certainly motivated to win this week. I don't feel like anything too significant has happened. Obviously, the competition has gotten better, it's gotten deeper, so it's harder to win week in and week out, but we're here to win the tournament, so we'll leave it at that.
Bit of a lighter question here for you guys. Ben, you're using that two-handed backhand quite a lot. Can you tell us about what it's gone into making that kind of a shot that you're going to pull out consistently in matches?
Yeah, I mean, mostly I've been working on two-handed backhands for a bit, mostly in singles. It's definitely important there for passing shot reasons and just aggressive roll drops. But yeah, recently just working on it at the line just because paddles with more and more spin, you're able to generate more offensive balls from below the level of the net, and it's important to be able to do that off of both wings, so hence the two-handed backhand.
All right, guys, last question. Collin, this one's for you. You've been the center of a lot of pickleball talk over the last few weeks. How excited and relieved are you to just get back here on the Carvana PPA Tour and just play in this game you love with your brother again?
Yeah, there's always a lot of buzz everywhere, so I don't think that this week's any different. Here, coming focused, and again, just here to win the tournament.
All right, fair enough. Ben and Collin, best of luck the rest of the way. The Johns brothers.